Johnny, make sure you get up. No.
Johnny!
Declan, move in for the puck for the throw-in. Come on. Get back out again then. Right, Keenan.
Come on, Johnny, come on.
Pass just now, Franklin. Go.
Keep it going now, keep it going. Come on, Teddy.
Go that pitch.
Johnny, see your hurling is on.
No. Give it to me. There, maybe up there, I think. There, bro.
Man shot, that's it. First time.
That's it, Teddy, keep it moving.
Follow it in.
Get in.
How are you doing? Hold on a minute.
Take it easy, Brodie. Come on, sit it down. Come on, lad. Get the ball off the ball. Come on. Where is it? Come on.
Come on, Johnny.
Come on, lad. Hold on, here's your ball. Come on, Portlaoise!
Barry, that's it.
Come on, Barry, that's me. Come on, lad! That's just no fun. Come on! Come on, Ken! Come on, lad, get in. Come on, lad! All right, Teddy. Right, Joe. Come on, good pressure, come on! Get it out!
Keenan's gone.
Pick him up!
Right, Graham.
Wait, ball.
Jerry,
So hello and welcome here to Cole for the replay of the Laois Junior Hurling final between Ballypickas and Cole, or between Ballypickas and Portlaoise. The game at Cole, the game just a couple of minutes old, and Ballypickas are putting on the pressure at the moment. They're playing here from left to right now, and Portlaoise in the attack at the moment. It's Brian Murphy sending it up towards the centre forward. Fennelly for Portlaoise sends it low along the ground, but it'll be taken back by Mick Keogh for Ballypickas. Mick on the far side of the field, hard pulling on the far side of the field. Portlaoise come out with the ball, a tackle on the corner back. James Byrne, and a free out for the Portlaoise men on the far side of the field. Remember, the teams drew level here 2 weeks ago, so we're back here for the replay. Conditions very, very, very wet. The rain has disappeared, but the pitch very, very heavy, and a free to Portlaoise on the far side of the field. Brian Murphy, their centre half back. That's a mighty puck from Brian going in, dropped in very nearly, dropped into the goal mouth, but the goalkeeper just let it go out. Is it gone out for a 60? Yes, a 65. I think yes, it's a 65. The umpire was hesitant there, but it was a mighty stroke from centre back Brian Murphy from away beyond the 65-metre line, and that dropped the whole way into the goal mouth and gone out for a 65. So a 65-metre free for the Portlaoise men. Remember, they drew level with a late Martin Cashin point to bring them back here for the replay. So it's the 65-metre puck now for Portlaoise. Portlaoise dressed in green and white. Ballypickas in green and yellow. One of the oldest clubs in the county, hoping to get a junior title here this evening. So the 65 metre puck to be taken now. Just down under the man taking it is Martin Cashin, and that's a mighty puck from Martin Cashin. A great point from Martin Cashin. The game just 4 minutes old, and Martin Cashin, the man that has the teams back here for the replay, putting that point over. Martin sending it over, and it's the first score for Portlaoise. Portlaoise 1 point, no score for Ballypickas, and the puck out now will be taken by goalkeeper Paddy Wallace. Paddy that almost conceded that goal that came in from that long distance free from Brian Murphy. And now Paddy Wallace, Paddy taking the puck towards this side of the field, dropping down, no one getting it. It's a free, a push on the back, a free on Paul Brennan. Paul getting fouled there and he'll leave it to Christy Wallace. Christy that wore number 8 the last day, wearing number 9, a change in numbers. Christy Wallace just down under his. Christy bending, lifting a mighty puck from Christy Wallace. It's going away to the left. It won't go wide. Kept in play. Half got out there by James Byrne. Byrne trying to get it out. Back on Ballypickas. It's their number 11, their centre forward. That's James Fitzpatrick. He's getting it in for Ballypickas, but Portlaoise come away with the ball on this side of the field. That's a good clearance for Portlaoise. Back out to their number 5, and that's Ollie Bentley. Bentley for Portlaoise, driving the way up on this side of the field. Gone very, very near the sideline. The ground very slippy. The man trying to get it in for Portlaoise will be Martin Cuddy. He mightn't get it. Half cleared out. He gets it across. There's Martin catching the ball cleared out. It'll fall down towards the number 11 for Portlaoise. That's Fennelly Eamon. Eamon on the far side of the field, but Ballypickas come away with the ball. Mick clearing it out towards Mick, trying to get it out further. He doesn't, he leaves it to the midfield, back to Christy Wallace. Christy waiting for the pass, he doesn't get it. It's gone away in towards the full forward line. The man grabbing it there is the left corner forward. That's number 13, and that's Noel Delaney. Noel for Ballypick is a great block down. It's gone out for 65. Noel Delaney tried for the point, but it was well saved by James Brown in the Portlaoise goal, so it'll be a 65 metre free for Christy Wallace, and Christy going over, trying to handle it to Hurley. So as I said, the replay here in this Junior A hurling final played here at Cole this evening, and Christy Wallace. Christy now standing over this one. He has it just in a foot inside the 65 metre line. Christy, a good stroke from Christy, gone the whole way. It's gone, the umpire says no, it's gone out and wide. It looked from here, it might have just gone over the bar, but it went out and wide, and the score still remains here in Colt. 1 point for Portlaoise, scored from a 65 by Martin Cashin. No score yet for Ballypickas. The puck out on the far side of the field, dropping towards the midfield towards Christy Wallace, half blocked down by the centre forward. The man coming out will be Mick Keogh. Mick for Ballypickas, clearing it out well, going down the far side of the field. Ballypickas now piling on the pressure here in the early stages. The man grabbing that one will be Noel Delaney. But it's cleared out again for Portlaoise, but it goes back to Mick Keogh. Mick for Ballypickas on the far side. It sends it away down on the far side of the field. The man going to pick it up will be Tony Berrigan. Berrigan for Portlaoise, trying to get it out on the far side of the field. His shot being half blocked down. He's gone out over the line. It'll be a line ball to Portlaoise when play resumes on the far side of the field. Line ball, and Tony Berrigan. Tony will cut this one on the far side of the field for Portlaoise. Remember, 1 point for Portlaoise, 1 scored by Martin Cashin. And Tony will cut this one for the Portlaoise. That's a good ball from Tony on the far side of the field. The ball drove in, but it's going to go to the right and go wide. So the score still remains here at Colt in the Junior A final. A point for Portlaoise, no score yet for Ballypickas. It's not a breeze. The field very, very soggy and wet here. A lot of rain around for the last week or so, but it's dry at the moment as the puck out will be taken for Ballypickas by Paddy Wallace. Paddy dropping it down. Players slipping all over the place. The man going to pick it up will be John O'Dea. John being fouled. He'll get his free, and Noel Delaney standing over it, but he'll leave it to Christy Wallace. Can this be the equalising score for Ballypickas? And we have about 7-8 minutes gone in the first half, and Christy Wallace now, this is about 40 metres out. Christy looking towards the goals. He's bending and striking. That looks a good one from Christy Wallace. The white flags goes up, and it's a point for Ballypickas. So the sides are deadlocked again, and 1 point each here in Colt. The puck out will be taken this time by James Brown. He had a good game in the drawn game, and James the puck this one for Portlaoise. Takes a good run, and James pucks it, a good puck out towards the middle of the field. Ball blocked down. The man grabbing it up is Paul Brennan. Brennan sending it right across the field for the Ballypickas men. Players slipping all over the place, but Noel Delaney. Noel's playing well. He sends it right in towards the full forward. There, the half forward, and the man getting that is Murty McWee. Murty putting it over, and that's a great point scored by Murty McWee, their number 12. Murty putting it over for the second point, so that's 2 points for Ballypickas. They go ahead by a point. Portlaoise are 1. The point coming from a 65 from Martin Cashin. So the puck out by James Brown on the far side of the field. It was a great draw on Graham, very sporting and clean. And the early stages of this game looks very promising. That's a good shot for Portlaoise on the far side of the field, but it's gone away to the left and wide. The man taking that shot for Portlaoise was Brendan Riley, and it's gone away and right and wide. So the score still remains here in court. 2 points to 1 in favour of Ballypickas in the green and yellow. The puck out will be taken by Paddy Wallace. Paddy taking a good run at this, and Paddy sends it down. There's not a breeze blowing here in Colt, so the ball drops beyond the midfield players. Portlaoise man trying to get it, but the Colt men now piling on the pressure on the far side of the field. The man picking it up will be their centre forward. That's Eamon Fennelly. Fennelly for the Ballypickas men sending it in, but the ball's going to be taken down for Portlaoise by Brendan Keogh. Brendan sends a long one away up towards the far side of the field, dropping in towards Martin Cashin. Martin picking it up, beautiful. That's a lovely pass for Martin Cashin back to the centre forward, Eamon Fennelly. Fennelly on the far side of the field. Ballypickas trying to get it out, pulling it out. Players slipping all over the place. The man running over there on the far side of the field is Martin Cashin. Blocks it down to for Evan Fennelly. Fennelly trying to pick it up for Portlaoise. Gone very, very near the sideline. The man going to pick it up is Paul Brennan. Paul for Ballypickas driving it across on the far side of the field. But Portlaoise come away with it again. Portlaoise moving it in. Martin Cashin coming out. Martin being pulled on. He'll get this ball. He leaves it. It's the corner forward. Martin Cuddy. That was Martin with the ball. Martin sending it that way, and it's gone out for a 65. A 65 metre free again, and Martin Cashin will come out to take this one. Martin scored one, the first score for Portlaoise. So Martin probably come out and take this one again. And this one's on the far side of the field, a little to the left. And Martin, the man with the blue helmet, coming out to take this 65 metre puck. Martin, as I said, drew the sides back here for this replay with an injury time point 2 weeks ago. So Martin drying the hurley, looking towards the goals, and this could be the equaliser here in Colt again as Martin. That's a mighty puck from Martin Cashin, but this looks to be going to the right. It's gone over. The umpire steps back, and Martin has put it over. His second score here in Colt. So the sides, it's 2 points apiece here in Colt in the junior final. I see Portlaoise making a substitute at the moment. So it's that point. So it's 2 points now for Portlaoise, 2 points for Ballypickas. So it looks like, is it James McDonald's gone into the game for Portlaoise? We'll continue on with the play. We'll tell you about it in a moment. Portlaoise now are attacking again. The ball out round middle of the field. Hello? That's him. Hurry. Yeah. Oh yes, the game's about 15 minutes old. Yeah, had two pints apiece. You couldn't leave it till about just after the 4 o'clock news, because I tell you, I'm doing a commentary here on the video, and so there'd be half time about 4, a little after 4, and you could come in to me then after 4, and I'll give you an update on it. Okay, Parry? Yeah, can you hear me clear? Okay. God bless. Bye. So some hard tackling here in the junior final, and the referee has blown the whistle now. It'll be a free. He's pointing to one of the players, who's a Ballypickas player, a Portlaoise player. The ball is just up here in front of the goals. It's a free into Portlaoise. Some hard pulling in the last couple of minutes. The sides are deadlocked and 2 points apiece here in Colt. The free to Portlaoise. About 35 metres out now from the Ballypickas goals. Can this be the lead? It's gone high and it's gone over the bar for Portlaoise. The man taking that free will be Brendan Riley. Brendan getting that one, and it's gone over for the lead for Portlaoise. So it's 3 points. 3 points for Portlaoise, 2 for Ballypickas here in the junior final. We have about 20 minutes gone here in the first half. The puck out again by Paddy Wallace. Paddy pucking it towards the far side of the field. Sticks clashing, hands reaching. The ball not making a lot of ground. Conditions not suitable for good hurling. Low along the ground. Ballypickas, ball slipping away. If Christy Wallace is in trying to get it, he doesn't. He leaves it towards the half forward, and the man picking up is Murty McWee. Murty being pulled on. Murty will get his free. He's feeling his hand. The man with the red helmet, he got a knock that time. The referee was in quickly to blow for the free, and Christy Wallace will be the free taker. The man with number 9, he wore 8 in the drawn game. Christy wearing number 9 here in the replay. The score here, 3 points to 2 in favour of the men from Portlaoise in the green and white. Remember, they're in the senior final replay tomorrow and to take on Commerce in that replay. Christy Wallace looking towards the goals. This one won't go over. It'll drop in around the 14-metre line. Ned O'Dea pull on it, but that one's gone out and gone wide. Remember, Ned scored 2 goals in that drawn game for Ballypickas. We haven't seen a lot of him yet. He was doubtful to start this game, but he's lining out with 14 on his back. The puck out will be taken for Portlaoise by James Brown. A young keeper, a good prospect of a good goalkeeper, James. He pucks it towards middle of the field, half blocked down and cleared back by Brendan Keogh for Ballypickas. Got up by Eamon Fennelly for Portlaoise. The ball will drop down to Portlaoise, and the man is Barry Hearns. Barry for Portlaoise on the far side of the field. He'll leave it back out towards Brian Murphy. Brian driving it deep into the full forward line. Martin Cashin putting up his hand. It'll fall behind Martin. He might get it. Martin has the second chance. He's looking towards the goals, and Martin has put it over. A splendid score from Martin Cashin from a very acute angle. Well, you don't give a man with Martin Cashin's experience chances like that. That's the 4th point for Portlaoise. 3 by Martin Cashin and 1 by Brendan Riley. The ball pucked out. Portlaoise leading now, playing well at this stage, but Ballypickas are not giving up easily. They've battled back on this side of the field. The ball being kicked down the field by Mick Keogh. Mick, the centre back, sending it down towards the half forward line. The ball's going to be picked up by Murphy Brian. Brian up towards the centre forward for Portlaoise. That's Fennelly. Eamon with number 11 on his back. Eamon sending it on across on the far side of the field. Stalemate on the far side of the field. The ball not making a lot of ground. Is kicked out there for Ballypickas by Tony Carter kick, but he's going to fall back to the number 11 for Portlaoise, and that's Eamon Fennelly playing well for Portlaoise. The ball goes to the John O'Dea, the centre forward for Ballypickas, and that one hops, and James Brown watches it go out to the left and go wide, and Portlaoise are still leading 4 points to 2 in favour of the men for Portlaoise here in the Junior A final. A good entertaining junior hurling. Conditions, I said, not suitable for good hurling, but we have a lot of good ground hurling. The 2 teams adapting well to the heavy weather conditions. The ball dropping around middle of the field. Hands reaching high for it. The Ballypickas man grabbing it and clearing it down. But Brian Murphy having a good game in the number 6 spot for Portlaoise, getting that one. It'll fall back towards Christy Wallace. Christy slips, being pushed, and Christy will be happy with the free. He's drying the stick. Christy that played well in the drawn game for Ballypickas looking in. Can he put this one over? It's a long way out. It's about 70 metres out. Christy Wallace with all his might. He's driving it into the full forward. A very dangerous ball. It's hopping, and James Brown again just watches it hop out to the left and go wide. And I see Pat O'Neill. Pat being introduced for the Ballypickas men. He came on in the drawn game, was unlucky not to get maybe that winning score in the last minute of the game. Pat O'Neill in the game for Ballypickas. So Pat moving in. Where's Pat going to go operate? He'll operate around corner forward. Pat O'Neill. Pat, a well-known referee in the county also, moving in at corner forward. I haven't seen who Ballypickas are taking off. Well, I haven't seen anyone come off the Ballypickas side at the moment. The referee, there's no extra man on. I can see. I didn't see who came off. We'll tell you about it in a minute. The man grabbing the ball will be Jim Fitzpatrick. Jim trying to get it down. Christy Wallace pulling hard around middle of the field. Portlaoise might get this one half blocked down. Going to be cleared away on the far side of the field by Martin Cuddy, pulling and missing that one. He might get a second chance, but Christy Wallace picking it up for Ballypickas, and Christy driving away towards the far side of the field, towards Ned O'Dea, but Ned mightn't get it. The corner forward looking the full back, Sean Berrigan. Sean for Portlaoise, a good clearance from Sean. He played that one well, but waiting out on the field for Ballypickas will be the number 10, Paul Brennan. That's a mighty puck from Paul Brennan, and that Sean cleared it all right, but it was into the hands of Paul Brennan, and Paul striking it over for a good point for Ballypickas. 4-3, very little between them. The watch reads about 24 minutes gone here in the first half here at Colt. So just one puck of a ball between them, 4 points to 3. And this game looks that it's going to be a close one to the finish. Maybe the team that might get a goal might win this one. The ball dropping away beyond middle of the field. That's a good puck out from James Brown, half blocked down. The man going to pick it up will be the Portlaoise man, Ollie Bentley. Bentley trying to get it. Christy Wallace is in. Christy mightn't get it. It comes near this side of the field, pulling it, and the man getting it down there for... was Jim Fitzpatrick. Jim getting it down, stalemate just down under it here on the left. The crowd now, just Pat O'Neill's out, Pat rubbing his shoulder. He might have got a knock that time, but the ball just down. The Portlaoise man seems to be in a bit of trouble. There was a bit of hard pulling just down under. The crowd here is just shielding the player, the Portlaoise player, but it might be the Portlaoise player. There could be Tony Berrigan from, it might be Tony. The number 6 looks to be all right. It might be the half back. The players and mentors, Pat O'Neill's in. I see Pat down on his knees also, but Pat seems to be okay. He seems to have got a knock on the shoulder. The Portlaoise player being attended to, but he doesn't seem to be. It's just like he got a knock on the knee. Pat O'Neill, Pat was in the tussle there. Pat seems shook enough. He's still rubbing his shoulder there. Pat O'Neill, that has been just introduced into the Ballypickas team, and Ballypickas did likewise in the drawn game. They brought on Pat early in the first half also. So about 25 minutes gone here at Colt in the Laois Junior Hurling A final. A replay. Ballypickas are 3, Portlaoise are 4. Only one single score between them. Remember, Portlaoise play in the replay tomorrow against Commerce in Portlaoise. They will be hoping for the double over the weekend. But Ballypickas, one of the oldest clubs in the county, will be hoping to bring this junior title that's long overdue to the club here this evening. So it'll be a line ball for Christy Wallace. Christy cutting it in, not getting it very far, but Ollie Bentley. Ollie that got the knock, and Ollie putting that one out over the line, and a second chance for Christy Wallace to cut this one in. Christy placing it with a lot of care. He's going to take a good run at this one. Christy Wallace for Ballypickas. Christy cutting it in, not very far, but the man going to pick it up for Ballypickas will be Jim Fitzpatrick. Jim piling it across on the far side of the field, and here's the chance for Ballypickas. A great save by James Brown. Noel Delaney for Ballypickas getting that one. That was a tremendous save by James Brown. It might have been the goal. He was only about 25 metres out, but James Brown got the stick to it and got it out for a 65, and Christy Wallace. Can this be the equaliser? 4 points to 3 in favour of the Portlaoise men now, and Christy Wallace with this 65 metre asking the linesman how much time's left in the first half. An hour watch, about 3.5, maybe 4 minutes. There might have been a little stoppage time as Christy looking towards the goals. Not a breeze blowing here in Colt as Christy Wallace bending, lifting and striking. That's a mighty puck from Christy Wallace. It's gone straight over the bar, and the sides are level at Colt again. 4 points apiece here in the Laois Junior A final. Christy Wallace sticking that one over for the Ballypickas men. So the sides are deadlocked yet again here in Colt as we approach the half-time whistle. And James Brown did it off that tremendous save there just a few moments ago. So the ball dropping a great puck out from James Brown, way beyond middle of the field, going on the far side of the field, stalemate on the far side of the field. Portlaoise trying to come away with it. The man trying to get it is Martin Cuddy. Martin fouling the Ballypickas player, so it'll be a free on the far side of the field, and the man coming out to take it will be the Ballypickas fullback, and that will be Frank Cahill. Frank to take this one. Frank with number 3 in his back. That's a mighty puck from Frank, dropping it down towards the centre forward. John O'Dea. John trying to get it. Ollie Bentley. Ollie's in there for Portlaoise. He mightn't get it out. Sean Berrigan's in. Ollie gets his stick to it again. Ballypickas trying to get it in. It's been trying to get out by the corner back. The corner back gets a knock. Is there a goal here? The referee, will he blow for a penalty? But he looked. The Ballypickas player was walking in with that. Whether he played the ball or not is debatable. The referee is going in, is he calling it's a free out? Rightly so. I think a very good decision by the referee, as the Ballypickas man just walked in with the ball. He didn't play it, but a good decision. The referee was out a bit, but I think it was a very fair decision, and no one could disagree with the referee. Good refereeing here at Colt in the junior final, so it'll be a free out. And Pat Dooley. Pat will take out Pat the corner back for Portlaoise. Pat sending it away out on the far side of the field. Hands reaching for Christy Wallace trying to get it. He won't get it. It'll go on the far side of the field. The man trying to pick it up will be the number 7 for Ballypickas, Tony Carter. Carter trying to get it, not getting it very far. Half block down. It's added to further down the field by Paul Brennan. Brennan dropping, going very, very near the in line. Is it gone over? It's not gone over yet. It's kept in play by the corner forward. Portlaoise man getting it out there, and that's Pat Dooley. Pat getting it out over the line. Getting it out over the line, so it'll be a line ball on the far side of the field for Ballypickas. And it'll be Noel Delaney, their number 13. No, he's not. He's leaving it out to number 9, and running in to take it will be Christy Wallace, the midfielder. Christy to cut in this line ball. The sides are on 4 points apiece here in the junior final. A point there a few moments ago by Christy Wallace, and Christy to cut this one. He's looking to someone. That's a mighty stroke from Christy Wallace, dropping it right into the goal mouth. It'll fall back towards the corner, half forward. It goes right across to Pat O'Neill. Pat lets the ball slip away from it, half cleared out. Pat might get this one. He does. He cuts it. That's a good one across from Pat O'Neill. Sends it up towards the half forward. The man going to get is the Murty McWee, but Murty slips to the ground. But Murty maybe excused. Conditions are far from suitable for good hurling. That was a good pass from Pat O'Neill. Pat saw Murty running in. He got a great pass across, but Murty just slipped on the wet surface conditions, and the man going to get that one will be Mick Keogh, but Mick will watch it go out over the line. Mick will let it out. It'll be a line ball for Ballypickas on the far side of the field, and the man going over to take it will be Tony Carter. Tony will cut this with number 7 on his back for Ballypickas. Tony, that's a mighty stroke from Tony Carter. He sends it away down towards the centre forward, but Brian Murphy, the centre back for Portlaoise. Brian sends it up towards this side of the field, towards the number 10 for Portlaoise, and that will be Fitzpatrick. And that's Portlaoise coming back. Is there a score on for Portlaoise? That's a good score for Portlaoise from Jim Fitzpatrick, or from it was from Barry Hearns scoring that one, putting it over, and that was a great score for Portlaoise from the corner forward. So Portlaoise lead 5 points to 4. The puck out towards this side of the field. Hands grabbing for no one reaching. A lot of pulling. The ball falling round the place. Portlaoise come away with it on this side of the field, but it'll be gone out over the line. That was centre forward Eamon Fennelly, but Eamon was very near the line. He's playing well. The field cutting up a lot here now, and the line ball just down to our right. We're not too far away from the half-time whistle here in Cole here in the junior final. So it'll be a line ball now from number 10 there for Ballypickas will be Paul Brennan. Paul to cut this one for Ballypickas, and that's a good one. Half block down. Will it be a free? The foul on the Portlaoise. The referee says play on. Portlaoise come away with it. Half block down. It'll be clear on the far side of the field. Stalemate as Portlaoise, and the ball comes across towards the centre forward Fennelly. Fennelly hurling well. That's a good lift stroke from Fennelly. Moves it right over towards the corner forward. He's been pushed around. He'll be a free, says the referee. Free for Martin Cashin, and Martin's just out there to take it. So it's 5 points to 4 at the moment in favour of Portlaoise. And the free, well, Martin's not taking this free for Portlaoise. So the ball taken there by Portlaoise by Brendan Riley. Riley getting that one, and Riley getting the score. So Portlaoise edge 2 points ahead here in the junior final. We're very close to the half-time whistle. The puck out to be taken now by Paddy Wallace. So the referee says a push in the back, a free to Ballypickas on the far side of the field, and Christy Wallace. Christy takes all the frees, the line ball, and Christy's kept busy this evening. He'll take this one back from his own 65 metre line, a little inside it. Portlaoise edging those few points ahead, looks likely the sharper team. Christy Wallace, that's a mighty stroke from Christy Wallace. The referee blowing, is it a free in or a free out? The referee says a free out. A push on the Portlaoise man. I thought it might have been a free in from here, but the referee says no, it'll be a free out. And Sean Berrigan, the Portlaoise, will take it. Sean to take the free for Portlaoise on the far side of the field from the edge of the small square. That's a good stroke from Sean Berrigan. Away and towards the far side of the field, towards Christy Wallace. Christy mightn't get it. The ball has gone out over the line, and a line ball on the far side of the field. A line ball for the Ballypickets men on the far side of the field, and the man going out to take it will be Tony Carter. Tony to cut this one for Ballypickets on the far side of the field. Tony placing the ball now. Ballypickets trailing at the moment as Tony Carter to cut this one. Tony, not a good one along ground towards the centre back. That's Mick Keogh. Mick getting it not very far. Portlaoise come back. Eamon Fennelly. Fennelly hurling well. That's a good stroke from Fennelly towards Cashin. That's a beautiful bit of work by Martin Cashin. He picked it under a lot of pressure. A lovely pass back to Fennelly. Can Fennelly get it? He does. Fennelly sends a beautiful pass across on the far side of the field towards Riley. Riley for Portlaoise trying to get inside his man. He's all alone. Has he put it over? Brendan Riley putting it in, but he put it to the right. But that was a great chance for Portlaoise to go further ahead as we approach the half-time whistle. So that was a great bit of play there from Fennelly. Martin Cashin. Martin picking it well, getting that one, and it just went to the right and just went wide then from the stick of Riley. So Ballypickett still trailing at the moment. The ball falling towards middle of the field. It's all Portlaoise at the moment. Martin Cashin out around middle of the field. Martin hurling really well now for Portlaoise. Sends a lovely ball in towards the corner, but it'll be taken up and cleared out as Ballypickett's coming out. It'll be a free on the Ballypickett's player, and the free quickly taken. Ballypickett's now hoping to get a score before half time, but Portlaoise says no to that. The ball poked out on the far side of the field. A lot of jostling and pulling. Riley pulling on it. The referee calls it's half time here in Colt. Ballypickets are leading. Ballypickets are trailing at the moment here by 6 points to 4 here at Colt in the Junior A hurling final. So a good entertaining first half as the two teams leave the side here. So it's all to play for here at Colt in the second half. So we'll be back after this short break. So welcome back here to Colt for the second half, and the scoreline at half time 6 points to 4 in favour of Portlaoise. The referee throwing in the ball as the sun shines brightly here in Colt for the second half. I said there's not a breeze blowing. Ballypickett's right on to it now, but back come Portlaoise, the centre back trying to get it out for Portlaoise. That'll be Brian Murphy. Brian getting it out, not getting it very far. Half block down towards Pat O'Neill, but the man on the far side of the hill is Pat Dooley. Pat getting it out on the far towards Fennelly. Eamon, the centre forward, playing well himself, and Martin Cashin. Martin has moved out as well, but Ballypickett's come now. Ballypickett's looking for a nearly score. Can this be their opening score of the second half? That's a good pass in for Ballypickett's men. It's gone high and it's gone over. That's a lovely point for Ballypickett's. So the opening score here of the second half. And so that one going over the opening score here for Ballypickett's. Jim Fitzpatrick, the corner forward, putting it over. So one between them, 6-5, and everything looks set for a great second half. Ball gone very near the line. Portlaoise man trying to get it. He's been pushed out, but the ball wasn't gone out. The man getting it is Brian Bohan. A lovely bit of work by Brian. Brian moving across. The man going to take it up on the far side will be Declan Fitzpatrick trying to get it for Portlaoise. The number 10 has got it, and he has put it away to the right and wide. So there was a chance there for Portlaoise to get that score, but it went to the right and wide as Decky Fitzpatrick, the number 10, put it to the right and put it wide. The referee telling the mentors and subs to keep back inside the line. So Paddy Wallace to take the puck out for Ballypickett's. So one single score between them, 6-5. Paddy Wallace with the first puck out of the second half for Ballypickett's. He sends it towards middle of the field, not a long one. Martin Cashin putting up at Eamon Fennelly. Eamon getting it down, but Ballypickett's come away, and that's a great block down towards Martin Cashin. Can Martin get this one? It's kept away from Martin. It'll fall back towards the corner forward. It's gone over from Martin. Cuddy has got that one. That's a good score for Portlaoise. That's a good score for Portlaoise. Martin Cuddy get finishing that one, so Portlaoise have their 2 points, 7 points to 5 here at Cold. The ball dropping towards middle of the field. Stalemate. Backs and forwards. A heavy pull there on a Ballypickas player. He goes to the ground, but he gets his free. The referee will have a word with one of the Portlaoise players. He'll have a word with no, he's bringing the free in. He had a word with the number 5. Is he taking his name? The Portlaoise number 5. That will be Ollie Bentley. Ollie getting his name into the referee's book here at Cold as the sun shines, and a free for Christy Wallace to narrow the gap. Christy with number 9 on his back. The referee speaking sternly there to the Portlaoise half-back. And he discards the helmet now. Ollie played well in the first half. Christy Wallace with the chance of putting only one single score between them. And Christy, that's a very bad free from Christy Wallace. It's not gone wide. It's kept going very, very near the line. It'll be kept in play. The Ballypickas man just on the line. That's a nice pass back to Christy. Can Christy make amends for the free? He has made amends for the free. Christy Wallace. Christy took the free badly, but he has made amends for that now and got the point. He got the pass there from the corner forward, so there's one between them. 6-5 here in this junior final. A close contested final. James Brown. No goals yet. I said in the first half a goal might win the game for whatever team would get it. Martin Cashin trying to get it. He mightn't get it. He's out in the middle. Heavy pulling. It's pulling. Portlaoise not getting it very far. Towards the midfield for Brendan Keogh for Ballypickas. Coming towards this side of the field. But Portlaoise are trying to get it down. They're a young, good team. Brian Bohan. Brian a nice hurler. Of course he's brother of John and Billy Bohan. That hurl with Laois. Brian, not a good one from Brian. It'll fall back in. The ball half blocked down. This is a very dangerous ball here. Ballypickas now. Can this be the equaliser from the half forward? The shot gone in. It hits the side of the post. Comes back in. A very dangerous ball. But James Brown. James hurling well. Been tackled by Pat O'Neill. The shot being half blocked down. It'll fall back to Jim Fitzpatrick. Jim for Ballypickas. Trying to get it in. It's gone to Pat O'Neill. Pat with the ball for Ballypickas. Pat losing it, pulling along the ground. This is a very dangerous ball. A lot of hard pulling, but it'll be got out by Tony Berrigan. Tony getting it out on the far side of the field. A good clearance towards Eamon Fennelly. It's not. Eamon might get a second chance. He does. Good hurling by Fennelly, but it'll fall back towards the centre back, and he'll send it up towards Martin Cashin. Martin losing that one. He picked it well. He lost it. His 2 Ballypickas players, but Portlaoise win the tussle. Players slip all over the place, and Portlaoise coming this side on the far side of the field. Ball hittering round everywhere, no one getting to it. Trying to pick it up. It's not an evening for fancy hurling. The Portlaoise man trying to pick it up, but he should have pulled on that on the ground. Not an evening for picking the ball. It's very wet and heavy, but it'll be the referee decides it's a throw-in ball between 2 players. Good refereeing here in Cold. The referee decides to throw it in. He's given the Ballypickas man tying his lace. He's given him a moment or two to get his lace tied now, and it'll be a throw in when the referee throws it in. A ball kicked along the ground. Hard pulling. Portlaoise trying to get it in. It'll fall to Martin Cashin. Can Martin get the point? This is from where he got the equaliser last week. It's gone in. That's a great save. A great save by Paddy Wallace, because the ball was deflected by one of the forwards. Paddy Wallace got his stick. That was a good save, but it came from Martin Cashin. And it'll be a line ball for Portlaoise to be taken by Eamon Fennelly. Eamon for Portlaoise. Portlaoise still stayed at just that neck in front now, and Eamon Fennelly with the puck or the sideline ball just down to our left. The man with number 11, a young player, Eamon. He cuts that, a good cut from Eamon, dropping it in towards to Martin Cashin. A lovely ball from Martin Cashin, and that's a splendid point by Martin Cashin. A lovely point by Martin Cashin. Martin putting it over from a very acute angle, and Portlaoise are 2 ahead again. So Martin Cashin out around middle of the field for Portlaoise. 2 points between them. Very evenly matched here at Cole. Portlaoise seem to be slightly the better team. The ball dropping in towards the full forward line, towards Brian Hearns. He mightn't get it. Ballypickas come away with it. It'll fall towards middle of the field. A lot of Ballypickas players running for the ball. The man going to get it will be is Christy Wallace. Christy driving it up, but the man going to pick it up for Portlaoise, it will be Tony Berrigan. Tony hurling well. Tony sends it back towards Bentley. Bentley beaten to this one. He hasn't been beaten for a lot, but he gets a second chance. And Ollie, very cool, looks round, sends it up on the far side of the field, but the man going to take it will be John O'Dea. John for a good run for John for Ballypickas. Can he get it in around the full forward line? I see Pat O'Neill moved in full forward. Pat moved in full forward and Ned D moved out to the corner. Ned done a lot of scoring in the drawing game. Christy Wallace. Ballypickas depending a lot on Christy Wallace to engineer this final for them here at Colt. They're trailing by 2 points and Christy Wallace cuts the ball. It passes Ollie Bentley, but it won't get back Brian Murphy. Brian for Portlaoise losing the ball. The ball comes right across the goal mouth. A very, very dangerous ball. Ned D. Ned trying to get it in. He's been well watched. The man getting it is Sean Berrigan, and Sean for Portlaoise. That's a good clearance from Sean Berrigan. Sean getting it out on the far side of the field. A good shot from Sean. He gets it out on the far side of the field. And it'll be a line ball again for Christy Wallace. Christy, Ballypickas will try and engineer a goal. That's a great ball from Ballypickas in towards Pat O'Neill. It's half cleared out. It'll fall out. A shot well blocked down again. Ballypickas trying to get the scores. Well kept out Pat O'Neill. Pat with the ball in front of the goals. And Pat has put it over the bar, but it was the goalkeeper that deflected it. A good shot by Pat O'Neill. A great save by the goalkeeper. He deflected that one. It went over. It looked like it might go to the top roof of the net. But James Brown got his hurl to that one wide.
Come on, mate, lift your game now. Come on. Come on, Teddy, go.
So the point has been counted to tell me here that it was wide, but the point has gone in, so it's 6-5. It's 6-5. Portlaoise come again on this side of the field. The ball falling down towards the corner forward. The man trying to get it will be, is it Martin Cuddy from here? It's gone to the left and gone wide. So a chance for Portlaoise. That's gone to the left and wide. One single point between them. 6-5 here. 6-5 now. And Ballypickas making switches. It's 6 points to 5 here in the Junior A hurling replay. Only one single point between them. The score, it was the half-time score, it was 6-4 at half-time. It's 8-7 at the moment. One single point between them, and Portlaoise are piling on the pressure now. It'll fall down towards Eamon Fennelly. Has Fennelly got that? Oh, Fennelly has put it to the right and wide. The umpire was hesitating. Eamon Fennelly getting that one and putting it wide. So the score one between them, 8-7. 8 points to 7 and one single point between them. And Christy Wallace for Ballypickas. A great run for Christy Wallace. He's going to go 20-30 metres. Still Christy Wallace. His shot being half blocked down. Stalemate up at the far side of the field. The referee says the ball will be thrown in, but that was a great run by Christy Wallace. A great run by Christy. The referee will throw in this one. One single score between them. Half blocked down. Ballypickas looking for that equalising score. The centre forward. Is he fouled? The referee says no. It'll fall towards Pat O'Neill. Pat gets it across well. A chance half cleared out. Is going to be got out well there by Tony Berrigan. Tony for Portlaoise. Towards Brian Bohan. That's a lovely catch by Brian Bohan. He's been swung around. He get his puck in. That's a good bit of hurling. But it'll fall into the hands of Mick Keogh. Mick for Ballypickas not getting it up very far. Ballypickas come fighting back again as Jim Fitzpatrick. Jim on the far side of the field towards their number 10. That will be Paul Brennan. Can Brennan get the equalising score? It's going to be cleared out by Portlaoise by Sean Berrigan, the full back. Sean sending it out on the far side of the field. The man is Decky Fitzpatrick. Decky for Portlaoise. But the referee says a foul on the Portlaoise player. A foul on the far side of the field. Who will take this one? Will Deck Fitzpatrick take it? It's a free. Martin Cashin's coming out to take it. This is beyond midfield, back in the Ballypickas half the field. We have 10-12 minutes gone here in the second half and one between them. It's 8-7 here at Colt. 8-7 at Colt. So that's a mighty puck. Dropping down into the parallelogram, but it's going to be cleared out there by Francis Cahill. Francis clearing it out towards this side of the field. Can Portlaoise get this one? The ground very, very soggy, very wet. The referee says it'll be a free to Ballypickas. A free to Ballypickas. So a free down here to Ballypickas just to our left. So the free here now for Ballypickas, taken by Christy Wallace. Christy driving it up to the corner. That'll hop and hop. Is it gone wide? The linesman says not gone out. Yes, it's gone out for a line ball to Portlaoise. It's coming, or is it going into Ballypickas? Well, I thought from here the linesman was calling for a line ball there. We have 17 minutes gone here in the second half. 17 minutes gone. It's a line ball for Christy Wallace and Ballypickas. One single point between them. One single score between them and Christy. That's a mighty cut from Christy Wallace, dropping right in, and the goalkeeper's there, James Brown. The referee has blown. Is the or is it a 65? Did James walk out with that one? The referee blowing the whistle. Well, James Brown was the last man to get that ball, and the referee calling for, is it the, he picked it up. It's a 21-metre free. James Brown, well, he was under a lot of pressure when he got that one, and this surely the equaliser for Ballypickas. 8 points to 7. 8 points to 7, one between them. James Brown, well, he was in an awkward situation. The ball looked like going into the net, but Christy Wallace has put it over, so there's 8 points. It's all square here at Colt in the junior final. Christy Wallace, the main scorer here with Ballypickas, putting that one over. The sides are level, and we have 15 minutes gone here in 15 minutes gone here in the second half. Christy Wallace having a great afternoon. Eamon Fennelly, likewise for Portlaoise. The ball going on the far side towards Jim Fitzpatrick. Jim for Ballypickas and Ollie Bentley. A great tussle to Brian Bohan. Brian hurling well, a good young hurler towards Bentley. Bentley hurling well. Bentley being pushed to the ground. The referee says play on, but Bohan has got it. Can he make the run for Portlaoise? Brian Bohan, he gets a stroke in under a lot of pressure. It'll fall down, half cleared out. Martin Cashin going for it. Can Martin pick it up? He loses that one. He's gone away from Martin's stick. The ball to Christy Wallace. Christy playing well for Ballypickas. He'll leave it back towards the number 7, Jim Gee. Or Tandy Carter with the ball. It'll be sent up on the far side of the field. Can Ballypickas take the lead midway into the second half? Pat O'Neill watches that one, but it'll be cleared out, going very, very near the in line. The man running over to get it will be Noel Delaney. Delaney for Ballypickas, striking it in. It'll fall back out, and it won't go very far, but Portlaoise kicking it out along the ground. It'll go towards Brian Murphy. Brian sending it down to Fennelly. Fennelly shot being well blocked by Ballypickas, by Christy Wallace. He's having the game of his life for Ballypickas. This looks like the lead for Ballypickas, but it mightn't be. It's going to be cleared out on this side of the field, and Portlaoise come away. Ballypickas had a chance at putting themselves further a point ahead there, but Portlaoise, Jim Byrne, this is a great junior final. Eamon Fennelly, some great hurling from one end to the other here. The ball towards the far side of the field. Portlaoise, Ballypickas trying to get the lead. It'll fall towards the corner forward, and Martin Cashin. It went in behind Martin, so very little between them. The ball dithering around the ground everywhere. The Portlaoise man Cuddy with the ball, but that's a very bad stroke from him. A very bad stroke from the Portlaoise corner forward. It'll go out to the left and go wide. It'll go out left and wide. So the score, it's so the sides are on level pegging here, 8 points apiece here in Colt. It was 6-4 at half time. Now it's 8 points apiece here, and the puck out when play will resume. The puck out, I think the ball has disappeared. The referee, or there's a player injured up to our right here. One of the, looks like one of the, is it one of the Ballypickas players receiving attention? It is one of the Ballypickas players receiving attention. From here it looks like Christy Wallace, and what a blow. If it was Christy, no, I don't think it, no, it's not Christy. Christy looks to be okay. It's So the play when the referee now, the puck out, the sides are on level, 8 points apiece. The ball dropping towards middle of the field. Half blocked down, pulled on Fennelly, trying to grab it for Portlaoise. His shot been lost. And Ballypickas come away. Can this be the lead as we go over the 15 minutes of the second half? Ballypickas, this looks like might be a score from the corner forward, Noel Delaney. He's very near. His shot being blocked down. He maybe overplayed the ball a little too much. The ball going out, going very near the line. The linesman says it's not gone out yet. Portlaoise, Noel with the ball again for Ballypickas. Passes it back out towards Christy Wallace. Christy's shot half blocked down. A lot of hard pulling, but the referee says that's a free in, a free. And Christy Wallace with a chance of putting Ballypickas ahead as we go 17 minutes into the second half. 17 minutes gone here in the second half, and Christy Wallace with a chance of putting Ballypickas ahead for the first time in the second half. Christie that brought the sides level with a free a few moments ago, looking towards the goals. This is an acute angle, but not too for Christy Wallace. The Ballypickas have gone ahead. 8 points for Portlaoise, 9 for Ballypickas here in the replay. So one between them here, and Ballypickas. Christy Wallace picking off that beautiful point from a free on the far side of the field. And now this game has really come to life. We have 12 minutes left to go here at Colt. The puck out, dropping towards middle of the field. Ballypickas coming again. It was all Portlaoise for a long time, but it'll be a free for Portlaoise. The referee says a free for Portlaoise. Down under, will Martin Cashin come out, or will Martin move in round the goals? Martin's not, he's leaving it towards the centre. Oh, Martin is coming out. The centre back, Brian Murphy, telling Martin Cashin to come out with this one. This is a long way out from the goals, and a wet, soggy ball here at Cole. Martin trotting out here to take this one. So the free, and this is all 70 metres out from the Ballypickas goals. Martin looking towards the goals. Has he got the distance? That's a mighty puck from Martin Cashin. It looks a good one from here. Martin has put, that's a splendid point from Martin Cashin. The full forward has put it over, and this is a great final. Martin, Christy Wallace doing likewise a moment ago from a great free from the far side, and Martin Cashin, a splendid free from 70 metres out, putting it over. The sides are on 9 points apiece here in Colt. Ballypickas are fighting back again. So the ball half cleared out. The referee says a throw-in ball. The referee blowing the whistle. So the sides are on level terms here. Ballypickas went ahead by a point. And then a mighty point from Martin Cashin, and that one dropping in towards the goal mouth. Well cleared out for Portlaoise. 2 Ballypickas men. The man going together will be Christy Wallace, the midfielder. Christy having the game of his life, looking towards the goals. Can he put them ahead once again, Christy Wallace? That's gone to the left and wide. But Ballypickas will excuse Christy. He's hurling the game of his life here for Ballypickas in this junior final. From free taking, from good play around middle of the field. One between them. One single point, 9 points apiece. I just wonder, is there a goal in the game for either sides? Portlaoise never really looked like getting a goal. Ballypickas had a great chance one time from Pat O'Neill that went over the bar, and some says it wasn't a point, but Ballypickas come away again with Paul Brennan. That's a good ball from Paul. He loses the ball. Portlaoise coming right back into the game. Fennelly, young Eamon Fennelly, that's a good one across on the far side of the field. Towards Cuddy, will he get this one? He's been harassed, he might pick it up. Not a nice evening for picking the ball off the ground. Very, very soggy conditions. The ball dropping down, the Portlaoise man trying to reach for it. The ball on the ground, not got out very far, still in danger. Portlaoise trying to get it in. Ballypickas trying to kick it out. Stalemate. Will the referee blow for a throw-in ball? Martin Cashin's in there. Can Martin get it up on his stick? He's going with 2 Ballypickas players round, and the man getting it for Ballypickas will be Francis Cahill. Francis getting it out, and Ballypickas now come away with this one. Portlaoise had it almost in towards the goal mouth, but back come Ballypickas again. They're looking for that score that might win this junior final. The ball not making a lot of ground, dropping up towards this side of the field, half blocked down. The referee, will he blow for a free? The Ballypickas man seemed his jersey was being pulled. The man getting it there will be Noel Delaney, but the referee is blowing. Is the referee in for Ballypickas on just down to our right? The referee calling, yes, it'll be a free to Ballypickas, and Christy Wallace, he's having a word with the Portlaoise player now. A free for Ballypickas, so this is a chance, and Christy Wallace running over to take it. An important free for Christy. We have 22 minutes gone here in the second half, and Christy Wallace with an all-important free for Ballypickas. It could be a free, it could be a point that might win this game. Christy Wallace from an acute angle to the right. He scored one from the left that put Ballypickas ahead 5 minutes ago, and then Martin Cashin had a splendid point, but Christy Wallace bending and putting that one wide. Christy Wallace putting it to the right and wide. The sides are on 9 points apiece. Portlaoise and Ballypickas in the junior hurling final replay. A great final on a very, very bad evening for good hurling, but Ballypickas are doing well right now. Portlaoise doing a lot of ground hurl. Brian Bohan. Brian slipped, going for that one. Didn't get it. The ball falling in, half blocked down. Grabbed on the far side, but Ollie Bentley. Bentley from the right to the left. Comes out and gets that one. The ball half cleared out. Ballypickas trying to get it in again. But Portlaoise come away with it again. The Portlaoise player being harassed by Pat O'Neill. Pat beat him in getting the ball. Pat trying to root it in along the ground. Pat that also played football. That ball half blocked down, going very, very near the line. Portlaoise would be happy to see it go wide. But Pat O'Neill, Pat doing a lot of harassing there, and that ball gone out over the line. It'll be a line ball for, well, it might... The linesman is there. He looks like he's giving it to Portlaoise on this side of the field. Well, I think it probably was deflected by the Portlaoise player, or will it be a Ballypickas ball? Hello? Listen, Marion. Yeah, don't come back to me for about 6 or 7 minutes here. Yeah, at the sides are level at the moment if you wanted the house to score 9 points apiece. Yes? Okay. Bye-bye. Bye. So the line ball just down to our right. The sides are deadlocked at 9 points apiece. Portlaoise coming away with the ball, but Ballypickas man losing the ball. Portlaoise are coming. Will it be a free? It won't. The referee says play on. The ball towards Bentley, and that's a lovely catch by Bentley. He misses the ball. He gets a belt. Bentley grabbed that one. He then lost the ball, got a tip, and here's a chance. He's gone over the bar for Ballypickas. It's not. It's Brown. It's a goal. It's in the back of the net. It's in the back of the net. It's like Noel Delaney. Pat O'Neill, they tell me I thought it was Noel Delaney, but it was Pat O'Neill. Well, Pat was unlucky for a goal early on. Pat O'Neill has put it in the back of the net. So here at Colt, Ballypickas are leading 1-9 to 9 points. 1-9 to 9 points. So Portlaoise player being attended on the far side of the field, but that was a good score. Pat O'Neill has got a goal and a point here in the replay. Portlaoise player still being attended to. 5 minutes left to go here in the final. One puck of a ball between them. Well, I said whoever got a goal probably would win the final. Ballypickas have got the goal. They're leading by that goal, 1 goal to 9 points. So can Portlaoise reply with the score that would bring them right back into the game? Martin Cashin, maybe the only man that might get that goal. Martin's looking upfield. Time won't be on Portlaoise's side. So James Bohan, the first goal he let pass this evening, but he played well. Portlaoise can't blame him. Brian Bohan and Brian to Martin Cashin. Martin turning, but that one will go to the right and go wide. That was a good response from Portlaoise. Martin Cashin caught it well. That went to the right and went wide. We're in the last 4.5 minutes of the junior final. 4.5 minutes to go. One single score between them, and that's a goal. Brian Bohan, Brian trying to get it, but Christy Wallace. Christy getting that one, and Christy with a free. So Brian being spoken to by the referee. So this is a free that Christy Wallace could put over the bar. We're in the last 4 minutes of this junior final. Christy Wallace looking dead straight in front of the goal, 65 metres out, a little with 65 metres out. And that's a mighty puck from Christy Wallace. Is it gone over? It's gone over. Christy Wallace has put it over, and Christy's delighted with that. So Ballypickas are leading 1 goal and 10 points. 110 to 9 points. So Portlaoise battling bravely for a goal. They want a goal to bring them right back into it, but Ballypickas looks to be hurling very, very well. The ball will hop down. It's gone into the net. A goal for Portlaoise. An unbelievable score. Barry Hearns pucking at a harmless ball from middle of the field into the back of the net. 110 to 19. 3.5 minutes left to go in Portlaoise. It's anyone's game. A real thrilling junior final. It looked that Ballypickas had this game wrapped up, but there's only one score between them. The man down to get it is Tony Berrigan. Tony for Portlaoise. Losing the ball on the far side of the field. The sun shining brightly here in Colt. The ball got in. Is that gone over? It's gone wide. It's gone wide. So the last 2.5 minutes here in Colt. A splendid final. One between them. And Paddy Wallace will surely have nightmares about that goal if Portlaoise pulls back this one. But Ballypickas is not giving up. They're really putting in a great fight here in the second half. Bentley, Ollie trying to get it. Centre back trying to get it. Ball half cleared out, gone to the far side of the field. It's all Ballypickas. Martin Cashin's out there as well. The ball gone in towards the far side of the field. Portlaoise come away with it. Portlaoise man running in, a chance on here for Portlaoise. Martin Cashin. Can Martin get it? It's towards the number 13. Has he got it? He has got the equaliser. Martin Cuddy, and this is a real thrilling final. Martin Cuddy pulling it back with the equalising point. 110. One goal and 10 points apiece. It looked like Ballypickas had the final one here with 5 minutes to go. But it's not over yet. On my watch, there's very, very little time left. And it's a free. This is surely could be the match winner. Surely the match winner. Hello? No, could you give us another 2 minutes? It's just over here. Oh, okay. Christy Wallace, this is surely one of the most important frees of the evening. Christy Wallace, he's looking towards the goals. That's a good one from Christy. It's gone in, it's gone to the right and gone wide. Christy Wallace has put it wide, and it looks like this game, well, I don't know whether there'll be extra time or not in Colt this evening. The referee, is it all over? It's all over. The sides have finished level again. 1 goal and 10 points apiece. A marvellous comeback by Portlaoise. They were 4 points down with 3.5 minutes to go, and then came the goal and the point that put them back in, and it was going to be extra time here in Cole. So it's all to play for here in this junior final. So back here for the extra time. The teams finish on 1:10 apiece here in normal time. A tremendous junior final. Portlaoise making a great comeback. So it'll be a free for Ballypickas. So the free to be taken now here in the first few seconds of extra time. 15 minutes aside here in extra time. Christy Wallace. Christy that maybe missed an important free, but that's a good one from Christy Wallace. Half blocked out, it'll fall back. A chance for Ballypickas to go ahead, and they have gone ahead. It's Jim Fitzpatrick has put it over for the lead.
Hello? Yeah? Right.
So Ballypickas leading now by a point. Portlaoise coming back at this in extra time. Emmett.
Hello, Parry.
Yes, Corey. Well, the game finished all square here, and we're in just a minute into extra time. A tremendous second half here. Portlaoise were nearly at half time by 6 points to 4. And then Ballypickas came right back into the game, and the sides were level and third. And then Ballypickas pulled right away. They got a goal and a point from Pat O'Neill and 2 points from Christy Wallace. And into the last 5 minutes, there was 4 points between them. It looked like the title was on its way to Ballypickas. But Portlaoise never gave up trying, and a splendid goal from Barry Harris from a way out from mid of the field. It went right, hopped right into the net, so they left only 1 between them. And then Martin Cuddy equalised on the stroke of time, but then Ballypickas had a chance of winning the game when midfielder Christy Wallace had a free away out on the right, and Christy's shot went to the right and wide, and the referee called it a day for the moment. We're out here now, about 3 minutes gone here in the first half of extra time, and Ballypickas are leading by 1 single point. So a great game here, Corey, a great junior final, and it's going to be very hard at this moment to say who's going to bring home the junior cup in Laois. We'll have another half hour at least to wait here in a sunny Cole. Okay, Parry. So the sides again level. Brian Bohan getting the point. Eamon Fennelly for Portlaoise. Eamon got a heavy tackle on Eamon Fennelly there. The referee, Eamon being pushed to the ground. So it's 1 goal and 11 points apiece here. So that Eamon got a hard dunt there. Just down under us here. So the sides are that you can. And Brian Murphy. Brian to take the free for Portlaoise. A mighty free dropping right into the goal mouth. Half blocked down. Players trying to get it in. Ballypickas trying to get it out. Ballypickas have come away with it. Portlaoise, Eamon Fennelly. Eamon, they got a knock a few moments ago. This ball will fall on the far side of the field. A chance has Portlaoise got a chance. It's in towards Martin Cuddy. Martin won't get that one. Half blocked down towards Cuddy. Cuddy steering it right across. A chance here for is it Martin Cashin with the ball, but he holds on to the ball. It's not. It wasn't Martin. It was Martin Cuddy. Was it Martin that held on too long? The referee says a free out. So the free will be taken by Francis Cahill. Francis will puck this one for Ballypickas. 1 goal and 11 points apiece here in the junior final replay. The ball half blocked down. It'll fall back out towards Eamon Fennelly. Eamon mightn't get that one. Ballypickas come away, but the man going to get it for Portlaoise will be John Byrne. Or Joe Byrne. Joe's trying to get it, half blocked down. Berrigan trying to get it out for Portlaoise. Ballypickas trying to get it in. Stalemate on the far side of the field. The ball not making a lot of progress. A hand pass in. Eamon Fennelly's trying to get it for Portlaoise. Ballypickas are trying to get in. A lot of scrappy hurling. The ball dropping in. That looks a great score. Half blocked out as Pat O'Neill got it. Pat shot being blocked down. That was Pat had a chance there of burying that one in the back of the net. But it was well blocked down. Pat has got a goal and a point for Ballypickas. Pat, the well-known referee in the county, the ball half blocked down. Gone on the far side of the field. Portlaoise tried to come away with it, but Ballypickas players everywhere. Referee jumping out of the way. Chance here for Ballypickas. The man going to get it will be Mort McWee. Mort, well hooked by Ollie Bentley. It'll fall back to Portlaoise and putting up the stick to pull, but he didn't. But Ballypickas man racing in. Still, the McWee, has he got it? That's a great point. That's a great point for Ballypickas. John O'Dea putting it over. That was some great work, and Ballypickas go 1 goal and 12 to 1 goal and 11. 1-12 to 1-11, and we have about 6 minutes gone, but there was a bit of stoppage time. 6 minutes gone, 1 point between them. Portlaoise, the ball half blocked down. Portlaoise trying to get it out on this side of the field. Eamon Fennelly. Eamon having a tremendous evening. Really playing well for the Portlaoise men. The ball half blocked down to Brian Bohan. That's a lovely ball from Brian. Right in. It'll fall back to the Portlaoise man. Has he got the point? He hasn't. He has put it to the left and wide. A chance for Portlaoise to go level terms again. 1-12 to 1-11. 1 solitary score between them. Ned Murphy. Ned now, the Portlaoise player in trouble. Is it centre back? Brian Murphy. He seems to be in trouble with his knee, calling to, no, it's not. They're having a look at, is it a nosebleed maybe? Brian being attended to, the referee is in there also. The Portlaoise man looks like a nosebleed from here. He's been attended to there by Ned Murphy, the mentor from Portlaoise. The referee also in having a look at Brian. Brian having a good game for Portlaoise in the number 6 spot. Very little between them. 1 goal and 12 points to 1 goal and 11. A good junior final. Conditions very, very heavy. The field cutting up a lot, but in still standing up well to all the very, very damp weather we're having in the recent few weeks. And out comes the puck out towards middle of the field, half blocked down. Ballypickas come away with it. Portlaoise trying to get it back. Christy Wallace, 2 Portlaoise players with it. Portlaoise man getting the ball. He's sending it up on this far side of the field towards the midfielder. Half blocked out. Martin Cuddy trying to get it in. It's going to be got out by the half back for Ballypickas. That's Jim Gee. A good clearance from Jim. Can Ballypickas get this one? It'll fall down. Portlaoise come away with it again. Ball dithering around the place. Not making a lot of ground. The referee, will he blow the stalemate down? Portlaoise come away with it. But it'll fall into the hands of the Ballypickas man. He'll send it down towards the corner forward. That's a good shot, but it's gone to the right and gone wide. That's gone right and gone wide from Noel Delaney, and that's wide. So 1 single score between them here in Colt. 1-12 to 1 goal and 11. 1 between them. And we have about 8 minutes gone here of the first half of extra time. Portlaoise making a switch. Decky Fitzpatrick going into the game for Portlaoise, but he's not going in. And Portlaoise come back now. Is there a score on for Portlaoise? This will hop away to the right and hop wide. So Decky Fitzpatrick gone into the game for Portlaoise. He's going. He's off. Ollie Barkley is off the Portlaoise side now, and Decky Fitzpatrick on in with number 10 on his back. So Portlaoise making some switches. 1 point between them. A junior final. That's very evenly matched. Ballypickas, and that shot blocked down well by Christy Wallace. And Decky Fitz with this one. Decky being pushed. The referee says no free. And the ball cleared down on the far side of the field towards Pat O'Neill. Can Pat get this when he has it? Pat O'Neill looking towards the goals. Can he put 2 points between the sides? Pat has put it to the left and put it wide. Pat putting it to the left and putting it wide. 1 goal and 12 to 1 goal and 11. 1 single point between them here at Colt in the junior final. Replay and extra time. A free in the Ballypickas player and a chance here for Christy Wallace. Christy trotting over to take this free for Ballypickas. There's 1 between them. 1-12 to 1-11. Christy, this is a suitable position for a right-hand striker, Christy Wallace. Christy looking towards the goal. That's a good free from Christy Wallace. He's gone too much to the left. It is. It's gone to the left and gone wide. Gone wide, Christy Wallace. Well, he's having a great game, missing maybe some chances. Maybe he should have got an all-important one just in the stroke of normal time. These players now here at Colt, fitness will probably tell the story. Young Eamon Fennelly, a great hurler, looks to be a great prospect in Portlaoise Fennelly. He's a big man and a good hurler. He gets this one away out on the left, but he has put it away across the goals to the far side and wide. So a lot of chances being missed on both sides. So a Ballypickas player here, after getting a knock, just down to our right, he's been attended to. He's the number 6, and it's looks like Mick Keogh from here. Mick seemingly got it on the knee. He's getting a spray there from one of the mentors of Ballypickas. 1 single score between them. These 2 teams, 2 tired teams at the moment. 120 minutes of hurling gone, and we're in extra time here now, the first half of extra time. We have about 11 minutes gone here of extra time. There might be stoppage time here. There was a few stoppages here for a few slight injuries here in the first half of extra time. The ball half blocked down. Portlaoise trying to get it in. Ballypickas scramble it out towards the far side of the field. Not got out very far. Portlaoise come away with it again. They're trying to get it in near the goal, but back come Ballypickas hurling well. Their centre back for Ballypickas is Mick Keogh, and Mick clearing it down towards the far side of the field. A Portlaoise man being harassed by 2 players. Getty's free. A free out for Portlaoise. A free out for Sean Berrigan. Sean to take this one for Portlaoise. The referee telling Sean to go back a few yards, but the referee now telling him to take the free. No breeze, the sun shining briefly here in Colt, and that's a good free towards the far side of the field. Hands reach high for Ballypickas and Portlaoise. Portlaoise pull on it, not going to go very far. The man going to pick it up will be Tony Berrigan. Tony Berrigan for Portlaoise. That's a good one from Tony towards Martin Cashin. Martin mightn't get this one. Martin's having a good game. Martin Cashin has got it. Martin's been pulled on as he was going through Martin Cashin. Martin still lying on the ground. The referee gone in. The referee, he's having a word with the linesman. Martin Cashin still lying on the ground. He's calling for attention to the Portlaoise bench. Martin Cashin getting that one. Martin been throwing. Martin having a great evening here for Portlaoise. He had in the drawn game. He has done a lot of scoring, made a lot of good moves, and Martin lying stretched on the far side of the field here for Portlaoise. The full forward, he got a knock as he was going through. The referee was in there having a word with the umpire. Martin Cashin, well known Martin, and this Martin, yes, Martin is up, a very determined hurler, Martin Cashin. Martin putting on his helmet now, the man with number 14. And Martin seems to be okay, and the referee, it'll be a free. Will there be a free for Portlaoise? Well, I hadn't heard the whistle go at whether it'll be a throw-in, a free out, or what the referee is doing. He's in there, he hasn't. It's a 65-metre puck for Portlaoise. As we approach the half-time break of extra time here at Colt, Martin Cashin looking into the sun. The crowd cheering on the far side, but this looks very, very good from Martin Cashin. A splendid score from the full forward. He took a hard knock going in. He's now urging his team on. Well, the sides, 1 goal and 12 as the referee calls. Is he blowing it for the... He's calling for half-time. He's calling for the teams to change round. A goal and 12 points here in the junior final. We're in the first half of extra time. The referee has just blown the whistle, so another 15 minutes here to go at Colt here for the junior final. So the second half of extra time's on its way, and Ballypickas and Portlaoise. Portlaoise looking for an early score. They're hurling the way they hurled in the first... half of normal time. Ballypickas now fighting up on this side of the field. The ball half blocked down. Portlaoise come away with it again. Way down on this side of the field. The ball gone very, very, very near the in line. The man going to get it is Francis Cahill. Francis for Portlaoise. Or for Ballypickas rather. He sends it back towards the number 7, Andy, Tony Carter. Tony shot gone out. He's gone out over the line down here. Brian Bohan is going down. Is Brian going to cut this one in? The number 12, Brian Bohan. It's a line ball for Portlaoise. The sides are deadlocked, and 1 goal and 12 points each here in Colt in the junior final replay. We're in the second quarter of extra time here at Colt. 1 goal and 12 each here. Martin Cashin putting the sides level as the half-time whistle blew in extra time. The ball going to Brian Bohan towards Martin Cashin. Martin trying to get it up. Stalemate, hard pulling. Will the ref blow for a throw in the ball? Portlaoise are trying to get it. It's very near the line. It's gone out over the line, and it'll be a Ballypickas ball just down under us. Christy Wallace to cut this one for Ballypickas. Referee telling the mentors and subs to get back in from the line as Christy Wallace. 2 tired teams here now in Colt. The ball very, very near the line, kept in play. Portlaoise trying to come away with it. The ball half kicked, not got out very far, and back come Ballypickas. The ball on this side of the field. Is there a free for Ballypickas? The referee says play on. A chance of a score for Ballypickas. A very dangerous ball towards Pat O'Neill. Has Pat got the goal? That's a splendid goal from Pat O'Neill. Pat O'Neill, his second goal of the evening. 3 minutes into the last quarter of extra time. Pat O'Neill, 2-12 to 1-12. Is there a response from the Portlaoise men? Ballypickas now. The fitter team will tell in this one. Portlaoise now get a free, but that's a splendid score from Pat O'Neill. Pat O'Neill getting that goal 4 minutes in to the second half of extra time. Portlaoise get the free. Martin Cashin. Portlaoise will be looking to Martin to salvage this game for them once again. Portlaoise, Brian Bohan. Brian getting his puck in towards the number 10 for Portlaoise. That will be Decky Fitzpatrick. The ball half blocked down and Martin Cashin gets it. It's a goal! It's a goal! Martin set it up. Cuddy finished it, but Martin Cashin... Martin Cuddy finished it, but Martin Cashin set it up. What a junior final we're having. Pat O'Neill put Ballypickas ahead a moment ago. Now Cashin and Cuddy has Portlaoise back on level terms again. 2-12 to 1-12 here. What a pity to see either of these teams lose this battle. It's a great final, a tremendous final. Two great teams, two very sporting teams. Not a stroke through wrong from either side. The team that'll be the fitter team is it Ballypickas, as Ballypickas took the lead. It looks like it at the moment. It'll be a free out for Ballypickas. 2 goals and 12 points apiece here at Colt in the junior final. We have about 6 minutes gone here in the second half of extra time. Remember, extra time's only 15 minutes a half. So the free for Portlaoise. The free back in their own half the field, to be taken by Sean Berrigan. Sean to puck this one for Portlaoise. Or not, he's leaving it back to Brian Murphy. Brian driving it deep down the centre. Ballypickas pick it up again. So the ball kicked towards the far side of the field. Portlaoise man over there, he might get it. Half blocked down, it'll go back. Ballypickas players everywhere now. Ballypickas piling on the pressure, but remember the goals, Portlaoise can respond when Ballypickas take the lead at any time. So it'll be a free in. The referee says a free in for Ballypickas, so this surely will be the lead for them again. 2-12 to 1-12, and the free to be taken now, not to about 35 metres out for Christy Wallace. And Christy Wallace, no, Christy's not, he's leaving it to Pat O'Neill. Pat has scored 2 goals and a point already. The super sub with Ballypickas has scored 2 goals and a point here in this replay, and this could be the lead for Ballypickas. 2-12 to 2-12 as Pat O'Neill strikes it in and Pat strikes it over. That's a beautiful point from Pat O'Neill. 2 goals and 12. 2 goals and 13 to 2 goals and 12, and 2 goals and 2 points by Pat O'Neill in this junior final. One between them. Can Portlaoise respond? Eamon Fennelly says we can, and he drives it down the field. The referee says, is there a free? A push on Martin Cashin? Yes, a push on Martin Cashin and a free for Martin Cashin. This is about 40-50 metres out from the goals. The man that inspired a lot of the scores in this final this evening with the free for Portlaoise. Martin Cashin placing this one almost dead straight in front of the goals. 2 goals and 13 to 2 goals and 12. One single score between them, and Martin Cashin put that one in. He has put it to the left and wide. But that was one that normally he'd put over. This one goes back, and Portlaoise are coming again. A chance for Portlaoise. On the far side of the field, a chance. Here's a chance. Is there a goal on for Portlaoise? Martin Cuddy. Martin has got it in, but Martin has put it wide. Martin really should have picked that one up. He was all on his own when he got the chance. Martin Cuddy with a chance. He got a great goal to bring the sides on level terms, but then came that chance for Martin that might be the chance of the evening missed. So the puck out, an important puck now for Paddy Wallace. An important free. Our puck out for Paddy Wallace. Can Portlaoise respond yet again? There's one single point between them. Portlaoise are battling bravely, but so are Ballypickas. They're determined to win this junior title. Stalemate. Portlaoise get it out on the far side of the field, going very near the line. It'll be a line ball on the far side of the field. Time not on Portlaoise's side. They're 1 point behind. But remember, there was only 2.5 minutes in normal time, and there were 4 points behind, and they came back. They're 1 behind now, but they had 2 chances of getting an equaliser. We have about 8 minutes gone here in the second half of extra time here, and another line ball on the far side of the field. Time running out now for Portlaoise. Maybe Ballypickas not in any hurry to take the ball as Christy Wallace on the far side of the field. A tremendous junior final. A pity to see either teams lose this one this evening. So Christy Wallace will cut this one. Christy's taking a long run. That's a mighty puck from Christy Wallace. Dropping it in. Half block down. Portlaoise come away again. Portlaoise kicking it out. Not a good evening for picking the ball. They're rooted out along the ground, but there's the man, Christy Wallace. Christy was there to pick up the break. This one will drop back. This is a very dangerous ball, and James Bohan, the safe hands of James Bohan, and James being fouled, and a free for Portlaoise. A free for Portlaoise. James Bohan. James Bohan, one single score between them. James Bohan, will he not? He's leaving it back to Brian Murphy. Brian, the centre back, to take the free. Brian might have a longer stroke of a dead ball. Brian is lifting it and striking it. That's a good one from Brian Murphy. Down towards Brian Bohan. It'll fall towards Fennelly. Half picked up, the Portlaoise man trying to get it. Towards Brian Bohan. The ball half blocked down on this side of the field. A chance for Portlaoise. How we saw the equaliser. It's gone out and gone to the left and wide. Yes. No, we're in extra time here. We have about 5 minutes of extra time left. Well, there's a stoppage here now. You want to come now, you can for a minute. So the ball on the far side of the field now, and back come Ballypickas. A chance of a score, and is it Christy Wallace? It looks like Christy from here. Christy has drove it in. It's gone in. A chance of a score, but it's got out by Portlaoise. Ballypickas might get a point off of this. A chance of a score. Half block, they're trying for the goal, but Portlaoise trying to root it out along the ground. Scramble it out anyway. So Ballypickas trying desperately for another score. The pass fall back, and Ballypickas are fighting for this equalising score. Very little time left. 2:12 or 2:13 to 2:12, and it'll be a line ball for Ballypickas. Yes. Yes. Right. Christy Wallace now with the puck here for the referee. Play being held up, and Christy Wallace will take the line ball. 1 point with 2:13 to 2:12. One single point between them as Ballypickas are determined to take the junior title. This one will all depend if Ballypickas gets a mighty puck from Christy Wallace. But James Brown, James getting it, not getting it out very far. Portlaoise come away to mix it up between them. Two Portlaoise players mix it up. Centre forward with the ball for Ballypickas. But he held on too long, so can Portlaoise salvage a draw yet again. So the free, the last chance for Portlaoise. We're in the last couple of minutes of this junior final of extra time. Brian Murphy called out to take this when Martin Cashin's gone in around the goals. 2:13 to 2:12 here at Colt. Time ticking away. That's a mighty stroke from Brian Murphy. Dropping down. Ballypickas come away with it. The ball half blocked down. It'll fall out, and it's gone cleared out on the far side of the field. No Portlaoise man inside, but Brian Murphy. Brian trying to get it, but Ballypickas really playing well. Holding on well. Still Ballypickas man. The ball half blocked down. Portlaoise trying to get it. Martin Cuddy. Martin under a lot of pressure. Martin engineering it well in towards Martin Cashin. Can Martin get it? Half blocked down. Still blocked down, stalemate in on the goals. The Portlaoise man trying to get it. He won't. Ballypickas, Martin Cashin. Martin has the ball for Portlaoise. Martin being dragged to the ground. He loses the ball. Martin may be entitled to a free. The referee says he was pushed fairly to the ground. That's hard luck for Portlaoise and for Martin Cashin. The ball got out over the line. So the time ticking away now here in... The time ticking away. This is the last chance for Portlaoise to salvage this, a draw in this junior final. So the line ball on the far side of the field. The referee now will be looking at his watch. We have very little time in our watch left. 2 goals and 13 to 2 goals and 12. That's a good ball in. Portlaoise man getting the ball. Murphy, has he put it over? It's the equaliser. Barry Hearns putting it over. The sides are level.
We're in the last 9 minutes of extra time and the sides are deadlocked at 2:13 apiece, and Martin Cashin had a chance for Portlaoise, but the strike, he's just put it to the left and wide. A tremendous junior final here in extra time. Ballypickas were ahead at one stage before points, look set to win. Back came Portlaoise, and then in the 5 minutes into the last extra time, this last half of extra time, we had Cahill striking a goal and a point for Ballypickas, and it looks like they might take the title. Portlaoise have rallied well again, and Martin Cuddy got a splendid goal set up by Martin Cashin, and then came a Barry Hearns point there just as you joined us. Yes, the Brian Murphy, Brian getting it down on this side of the field for Martin Cuddy. Brian Bohan, Brian for Portlaoise, stalemate in the middle of the field. Christy Wallace for Ballypickas. It's a great junior final, half blocked down for Portlaoise. Christy Wallace. Christy grabbing, trying to get it. Christy with the ball. Brian Bohan. Brian has got the ball for Portlaoise. He'll make the run. The referee is set to the last chance here. Will be the last puck of this junior final. Brian Bohan holding on to the ball too long. The referee is calling for a free, and this is 65 metres out. And now the referee has decided to throw the ball for Ballypickas, but now he's deciding to throw in the ball. The sides are deadlocked and 2:13 apiece. We're in the last seconds of extra time. And Brian Bohan, Brian for Portlaoise, young Brian is going to get that. With the ball sends it up for Cahill. Had a great game, he scored 2-1. Portlaoise getting the ball. Then this side of the field. The referee says play on. And Ballypickas get this point. Go free now. On the far side of it, they call Brennan. Brennan striking it in, a very dangerous ball. Ball hopping round the Murphy for Portlaoise. Let it go. And it comes away down in this side of the field. The ball towards Martin Cashin and Brian Bohan. The referee running down with them. This is going to call full time appeal to see either teams lose this thrilling junior final. The man is Martin Cuddy. Martin had a chance of putting Portlaoise ahead. A splendid shot from Martin, but it's gone to the right and wide. The referee looking at his watch. I'd say it's probably all over in Court. The referee just running in. It's calling for the ball. It's all over here in Court. In the replay, extra time of the junior hurling final. The scoreline, 2 goals and 13 points for Ballypickas, 2 goals and 13 for Portlaoise. A splendid junior final, Parry. Is this going into now? I'll draw as a fair result. It is, yeah.